Hey, Tim Sykes here. It's a little past 5 a.m. here in Asia. This will be my second video lesson today. I don't care where I am in the world. I'm always going to teach you because there's so many opportunities today. As it turns out, even though I'm here on the opposite side of the world building schools with my charity, turned out to be the single best day ever for students. And I want to review the patterns that are working the best so that you can be better prepared. First, I got to talk about my trade. I made nearly $2,000 dip buying HADV into the morning panic. This stock has been on my watch list. I've been, trying actually to short it, but there's no shares to short. So then if you can't find shares to short on any of these plays, you look to dip buy crashes, okay? And this opened the door. Let me show you. It dropped from 420. Sorry if my Wi-Fi is slow. I'm also working with like crap Wi-Fi here. So it's kind of interesting to try and trade and teach from this predicament, but I don't care. I'm going to do it. This thing dropped from 420 down to 320 in the first 6 minutes. This is a morning panic, okay? You will know this if you study my DVDs and video lessons. And we have this holiday sale going on, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70% off DVDs and newsletters. And let me just show you some examples because I have 4,000 plus video lessons now. This was a morning panic that I bought on CATQ from 250 down to 130. And I actually nailed the bottom of this. And it spiked, actually nearly 60% off the lows. I made my 20, 25%, taking the meat of the move. Here is another morning panic. CNAB dropped from 260 down to, you can't see it here, but it dropped down to 150. And again, I caught the bottom. It's not a miracle to try and catch the bottom if you're prepared, if you study. Okay, in this video lesson, I said, I quoted Ray Allen where he wrote about the key boring old habits. The boring old habits for you as a trader is to review and study and be better prepared. Okay, and if you look at my commentary today in the chat room, let's just go back to the market open here. So, market open, I'm looking at TOPS, ES, EA. I'm not even looking at HADV, right? At 9:36, I recognize there's a morning panic. At 9:37, I tell everybody, wait, remember the morning dip buy pattern, okay? And this is before I've bought. This is before it's even bottomed. Then 3 minutes later, I buy at HADV at 316. I actually got 312. Interactive Brokers gave me a damn good execution. I nailed the bottom. But I was prepared at 9:36, at 9:37 because I've been playing this pattern. And guess what? It bounced all the way back up and, it actually went positive on the day before fading a little bit. So you could have made $1 a share simply by being prepared. Now, let me get into this a little bit more because some people have some questions. These video lessons, if you watch them, really do help. And that's why I'm a big fan of our holiday sale because you can save on all the video lessons. But I got this comment from Don, and he says, New Year program made a profit on 5 of the 6 trades in the last week. Awesome job, Don. He says, question, how did you know there was going to be a morning panic on HADV? The stock has been consistent, so for you that panic so perfectly is amazing, and I'm hoping to learn how to spot these opportunities. Sure. Look at this. I'm getting a freaking new tweet right now. Riggs. This is literally the best day ever. Anyways, let me go back here. There's too many people. Oh, I have way too many people to congratulate. My bar can't even handle all the people here. Anyways, here's the question from Dom. How did you know there was going to be a morning panic? I didn't. I had no idea. I said, I did not predict the morning panic on HADV. I reacted to it. Same was as I've been doing as on all morning panics the past few weeks. So yes, it was on my watch list, but there were no shares to short. I'm also watching VUCI, which is down. Intel just dropped them. They had a partnership with Intel. That's terrible news for this company. Anyways, just as I'm filming this, I'm still looking at potential trades. Never stop. It doesn't matter where I am in the world. The sold half. Matt Machete is up 12,000. I've sent you some DMs on Instagram. He sold half. Probably SINO. SINO is spiking. I'm looking at my phone, by the way. I'm multitasking. You don't see how many messages I get. I have more traders talking to me than anybody in the world. But anyways, I did not predict it. I reacted. I was prepared. And this is my Twitter feed. Where was this was me at a soup kitchen. I love volunteering. I love charity. I'm getting into that field a lot more. And I really believe that money should help you make a difference, not make you different. And this was a great charity in LA that helps people. Oh my God, I'm getting another tweet right now. Look at this tweet. This is a message. Majid made 5K on OPTT EGLE. Son, don't fuck up. The pressure is unbearable. Sweet. Thank you for tweeting me. And this is another message I got. Let me just show you all these messages. Here's Matt. Matt said, I had a margin call, so I had to sell half, but I'm back up 17,000 more in after hours. I sold half, and I'm still up another 12,000. Awesome job, Matt. Sorry that you just tweeted at me right while I'm making this video lesson, but whatever. I don't care. It's all about full transparency. Let me just show you. Where was my trade? Too many things open. I'm sorry. It's literally 5 a.m. here in Asia, so I'm like out of it. Here is my trade, $1,400, a little over on HADV, and I made my 22%. You know, it bounced perfectly. And the key is not, you know, trying to say, wait a minute, let me buy it here at 370, 380. You have to be prepared. You have to say, wait a minute, I know the morning panic. Oh, VUZI is tanking more. I probably should have just shorted it here in the 6 range. This is dead. This is so dead. Anyways, focus. Let me focus here. This is awesome, okay? This is the same pattern that I've been buying, and I made nearly $2 grand. I got to congratulate students. Quincy, look at this. OPTT, Orlando, you get a follow. Let me just show you the stocks that are moving. OPTT, big spike from the 3s to the 5s. Let me just show you multiple days here. From the 1s, was it the 1s? Low 2s to the 5s. This is all set up by DRYS, FYI. DRYS is the big spiker from 5. Let me go to 5-day chart. So you can see it from 5 all the way up to 100. I know a lot of shorts stepped in this and they got crushed. I'm sorry to you guys, but you need to be focused on the long side. The long side is killing it. Here is DCIX. This was a big spiker from 3 to 24. GLBS was another one, and this one went from 2 to 22. Now we have SINO spiking after hours. 860 now from the 1s earlier this week. ESEA is another one. This actually finished down a little bit, but it's up from the 1s. ORIG is another one. There are so many plays right now. It is insane, and you need to be prepared. So props to Orlando. Made second trade, made 50% on TOPS. Oh, TOPS is another one. Look at this, 2 to the 8s. It's unbelievable to me that people can still hate on penny stocks when you see all this stuff moving. And some people think that like I make up these students. They literally think, oh, this guy's fake. There's only a few tweets. Because in one of the homework assignments when you become my student, it says to join Twitter. So yes, a lot of new students are brand new to Twitter. That doesn't make them fake. These are all real people. And that's the beautiful thing about this. If you think that I'm fake, if you doubt me, if you doubt these patterns and lessons, simply don't learn. Seriously. I don't take it personally. I don't feel bad. It's not the end of the world. But for me, I'm just trying to deal with everybody because the beautiful thing about being real in an industry full of scams is I'm overwhelmed by students. Here's Jackie. Look at this. Made $1 a share. The light bulb has popped on SINO. I'm going to give you guys follows if you do well and you show me screenshots. Larissa made $1,000 this morning. DSX, SINO, TOPS. All 3 of them spiked big. Eric, I love this. He says, Tim Sykes is the mentor of all mentors. Thanks to you, I've gained 25% in 2 days with trades like this. Let's see your trades. In at 17, out at 1980. Man, awesome job. But be careful. That's some high-flying stuff. Here's Danny making money, nearly 3,000 on SINO. Somebody get the phone. I'm making a freaking video lesson. That was my wake-up call. Matt made 22,000, or it was 22,000 now, 51,000. Hold on one sec. I got to get the phone. Oh my God, you got to be kidding me. Welcome to my life right now. Here's Matt. My account was at 22,000 last week. Now it's at 50,000. Freaking awesome. More students. Chase, you get a follow. He had $1,000 in his custodial account, and he's 16, and now he nailed DCIX on the double, made 450. Awesome job. Mika, you get a follow. You made 2,000 before class. You need to learn to take profits sooner. So much to learn. Well, you're on the right track. Sniper Trades, awesome job making 3,400 today. Wait, there's like 500 more students. I love this. SD. I thought this said he profited 10,000, but it's just early in the morning for me. He made nearly 1,000 on a $10,000 account. Iggy making 540, and oh, I posted him twice. I'm so out of it. I'm sorry for being out of it, but I just try and fit in video lessons whenever I can. I gotta go see another school that I'm building in a few hours. Joseph made 1,500 on the plane. Look at this, trading GSL. I didn't even see GSL. Is that another one that's spiking? Yes, it is. Too many plays. Look at this. All in at 13, out at 16. Nice 700 bucks. And he watched my webinar yesterday. Thank you for tuning in. I'm glad you liked it and learned and profited. Bob Knight made more money, made another 600 bucks in 10 minutes. Barry, you get a follow. Nice job on SINO, making 40% in 10 minutes. Take the meat of the move, exactly right. This is pretty sweet. Super Zarlit says, paper trading on your DIS 4, but learned a lot and made 900. Paper trading is a good way to learn. You don't get the full education, but it's a good way to start. Here's Mags. Mags is great. She's one of my most dedicated challenge students. She actually wrote this whole guest blog post. I still have to post it. I haven't had time. And she made 1,400 while she was on a live webinar with Michael Good. Freaking awesome, Mags. Good job. I'm proud of you. We need more female students and traders. Here's JT. Made some good money on DSX. Dennis, you get a follow. Made 287 on SINO and GLBS. Christina, another female trader, played it safe and made 160 on STEM. Oh, STEM is another one that's spiking. Look at this. This is just a few days, okay? All of these stocks are spiking. You just have to be in the chat room and you're trying to see when these stocks are breaking the day high. That is the key. Breaking the day high, and then these things can run, especially if they're in the right sector. Let me just show you DCIX intraday today. I mean, this is at 9:38 a.m. It's at 877, and by 1 hour, it's at 25. You triple your money in an hour. I really don't understand people who hate on these sectors and these kinds of stocks. Why wouldn't you want to trade a stock that can triple in an hour? It doesn't happen every day. You know, you can't get greedy. And I'm not saying chase it now, but you'll have more of these plays. You just have to prepare. Here's Yamaris. Wow, attack of the female traders. Rise of the female traders today. First trade after a month of studying, and made some good money on, what is this stock? 540 out at 682. What is this? SINO? Or CRDS. Oh, CRDS is another one. Totally forgot about this one. I got to still do my watch list. But CRDS faded, but it's been spiking nicely. You know, you have a nice double. I mean, this is like fire at will with so many plays right now and so many students. I still have thousands of students more to congratulate. I got to go in a little bit. Torel, shout out to Timothy Sykes for helping me. My first sale and $1,400 profit. El Sanchez made another 800. Edison had another $1,000 profit day on LEI. LEI is another low floater that's been spiking. This was in the chat room when it was spiking in here in the 120s. It got up to the 180s, so 50% on your money in a day. Pretty awesome. Here's Ed, 4 for 4 the last 2 days, made about $1,000, nailing all of them. Good job, Ed. I know you study hard. I'm proud of you. And here's a screenshot where he made 730 so far. James, awesome job. GLBS in at 429, held overnight, out at 1749. Okay, this is freaking ridiculous. Look at this. Your account was credited $8,000, 460 shares. Hold up. Let's just do the math here. 17.49 minus 4.29 times 460. You made $6,000. Your account was credited $8,000. Okay, he put in $2,000 and he comes away with $8,000. If that doesn't get you inspired and makes you want to study, I don't know what will. Mike, awesome job, making $240. Mark made $575 while watching Michael Good's webinar today. And then I'm going to finish up. I have more, but I got to go. Here's Edison. He says, always take your profits. On LEI, the stock is tanking after hours. He could have lost all his profits, but he's glad he studied. And this is why I like saying, lock in your profits. Before the close, lock in half your profits, lock in all your profits, play it safe overnight with all these plays. As I've been saying in the video lessons, the best play right now, I think, is these morning dip buys. No overnight risk and, very little risk. If you're wrong, I was wrong about GNRT the other day. And guess what? I lost like 4 cents a share. So if you choose setups where you can be wrong a little or right a lot, those are good setups. So here's Edison buying at 138 and 148 and selling it at 186, $1,000 profit on a very small position. But I think the student of the day right now, where was it? Not Mark, not Mike. James Gilbert, you are the student of the day, putting in $2,000 and getting $8,000 back the next day. This is freaking awesome. And he sounds to be studying too. So thank you for studying. I'm nothing if you don't study. Okay. I'm going to teach as long as I can. I'll teach for decades if I can, but you need to study. So this is a 2-part game. This is a 2-player game here. I'm going to keep putting this stuff out, and the chat room is going to be on fire, and there's going to be more winners than not. And sometimes we're going to get it right. Sometimes we're not. Sometimes you have to be prepared ahead of time. Sometimes you can be more patient. James was patient. Didn't even use a day trade on this one. And he's turning $2,000 into $8,000 in one day. Just think about that for a second. Think about the implications. This turns all of finance on its head. And I should also mention that, this stuff is all detailed in my DVDs. I don't think you realize it, some of you guys. I mean, if you go and watch this DVD, this one specific DVD that all goes to charity. We've now raised $2 million for charity. I'm matching it with my own personal money. So there's millions of dollars in the Timothy Sykes Foundation. But this DVD, I made it specifically to encapsulate everything. It is 35 hours long. If you don't know what's going on with these shipping companies, it's because you have not watched this DVD. This DVD specifically goes over and reviews extensively whenever there's, a hot sector and the opportunities that you have. And right now the shipping sector is the hot sector. I see some people out there, they're like, I've never seen anything like this. That's bullshit. What are you, fucking blind? We've had Ebola, we had Homeland Security, we had marijuana stocks, we had low float stocks. This is just, we had police equipment stocks. We've had so many hot sectors, oil stocks, gold stocks over the years. And if you have not studied, then yeah, of course, this is going to be crazy. You've never seen anything like it because you don't have any experience. So do me a favor and study the past and be better prepared. I don't make any money on this DVD. I specifically made this all for charity so that, some people are like, oh, I'm not going to listen to you. You just make your money from teaching. Okay, fine. Fuck you. Learn from this. I don't make any money. This all goes to charity. If that's your hold up where you think I'm doing this because I want to make money, guess what? I don't make any money off this DVD. This is purely for you to learn from. And it goes to a good cause. And that's why I'm here in Asia building schools with my charity. So yes, I do make more money from teaching than I do from trading. Why? Because I trade with a pathetic fucking account of a few $1,000s so that when I make trades, hold on. I'm going back. When I make trades like this, I'm only putting in $6,000 fucking dollars. I'm getting a little angry right now because I'm thinking about how ridiculous this is. If I wasn't teaching, I could have bought 20,000, 30,000 shares and made $10,000, $20,000. I trade with a small account to try to show you. I could not buy 100,000 shares. This was not a hugely liquid stock, but I could have bought 20,000 shares pretty easily. But I trade with a small account for you so that you can understand that you can grow your accounts exponentially with a very small account. And as students hold on, I got to go back. I mean, look at Matt right here. This is just one tweet where his account was 20,000 last week. Mags is making 1,500 or 1,400. Where is the one student? Mike Connolly? No, he made 240. Oh my God, way too many people. I don't know, wherever that other student was who turned the 2,000 into 8,000. I think I might have closed it. But that's what you can do with all of these plays, okay? Whether you're in Asia, whether the phone's going off, whether you're fucking jet lagged as shit, whether you're swearing, I'm sorry for swearing, but it's frustrating to me when not enough of you are studying. And I'm so proud of those of you who are studying and banking because this is it. This is what's possible, and we're gonna have more plays. I gotta go. I gotta catch a flight. See ya.